I'll be honest with you, this is a mixed bag. Overall, I'd say this is a good Superman movie, and I knew it as soon as the first scene came up with Star Wars style text. Let me tell you something about my Superman background before we dive in. Unlike Batman, I didn't get any exposure to Superman until Man of Steel. That was the first Superman-related media I'd consumed, and I really liked it. Now, before you call me a Snyder cultist, hold on. I later realized that's not who Superman really is. After Man of Steel, I started consuming more Superman media. I watched the Superman and Lois show, I watched My Adventures with Superman, and also watched a lot of Superman-related animated movies in the DC animated universe. I just wanted to make my stance clear. I love Man of Steel, and also love the other Superman-related media too. I don't have to hate one type of story to like another. Especially with DC, which I feel is the pioneer of multiverse stories and Elseworlds, giving it liberty to explore different kinds of stories. Also, if you're here, it means you watched the movie. And if you haven't done it yet, what are you doing here? Go get tickets and watch it. The movie start was really nice. Normally I'd go for show don't tell, but it worked because I'd rather see a Superman story in a Superman movie rather than the entire DCU universe story. So I liked that glimpse to tell us where we are in the universe. I loved Krypto. That dog stole every scene he was in. Lex Luthor was also portrayed really well. In fact, I'd say he's one of the best in live-action DC movies. Nicholas Hoult embodies him really well, giving us that calculating, manipulative villain we needed. I liked the Justice Gang. I thought adding many heroes would make the movie a convoluted mess, but honestly, they were utilized really well. Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl, people say were underused, but I found them to be perfectly used. A little more would have ruined the pace, but it's a Superman movie after all. Mr. Terrific, who's got more screen time out of the three and contributed well to the story, is my favorite. The way Metamorpho was introduced and portrayed was also one of the best. There were some scenes that were actually really nice. The scene where Superman comes out of the rubble from the collapsed building after saving that woman in the car was good. Then there's that scene where they try to choke Superman with nanites, and that entire fight sequence of how he removes them. Lex Luthor walking unfazed into the fortress was cool, and his interaction with Ma and Pa Kent was really well done. The boy putting up the Superman logo in the war conflict was a nice touch. The scene where Lex Luthor actually shoots a guy in the pocket dimension while interrogating Superman. I didn't think they'd go that dark, so it came as a surprise. And the end scene where Superman says, "Play the video of my parents," and they play his childhood videos with the Kents rather than the Krypton one. That was also really nice and perfectly captured what this version of Superman is about. But before I get into why this isn't a masterpiece for me, let me know in the comments, what did you think of Superman? Did it work for you? Or were you expecting something different? Hit that like button if you're enjoying this breakdown. Now, why I wouldn't call this a great movie or a masterpiece Superman movie is due to the following points. And let me tell you, this is my personal opinion, so if you agree or have your own points, let me know in the comments below. I feel some scenes could have actually been way better with a slight increase in the movie's runtime. The scenes I mentioned above, Superman coming out of the rubble, the conflict and desperation of the people, the nanites choking Superman, those could have been more impactful with just a little more build-up or screen time. Here's what I mean. Pick your favorite scene from any movie. That moment that makes you want to cheer. Think about the "I am Iron Man" moment, or when Cap lifts Mjolnir in Endgame, or even when Neo stops the bullets in The Matrix. All of these work because they come after a brutal low point. Tony Stark nearly dying in that cave. Cap and the team getting absolutely destroyed by Thanos. Neo getting shot and flatlined. The lower the hero falls, the higher that triumphant moment feels. In Superman, I felt like they were building to those low points, but then abruptly cut away. Then started going to that high point and cut that short too. So those scenes don't really stay with you as cheering moments. When Superman breaks free from those nanites, it should feel like this impossible, inspiring moment, but we didn't sit with his struggle long enough. It doesn't hit as hard as it could have. Now it feels like I'm nitpicking, but such scenes actually elevate the entire movie experience. Now the next one I'm going to say will be more controversial, but hear me out. Could have worked well with a darker story. When I say darker story, I don't mean Superman being the way Snyder made him to be. I'll tell you one line that sums up my thinking. The greater the darkness, the brighter the light will shine. We had this world with a billionaire controlling superheroes. Another billionaire after Superman. The entire conflict of Barovia. People losing faith in heroes. If it had gone with a darker route with all that, showing how corrupt and hopeless things had become, I feel Superman's light could have contrasted greatly and could have taught what a superhero should be. I remember watching that leaked set scene of Superman and the Justice Gang walking with all the children going to Superman. I felt they were going in that route, with the Justice Gang understanding by the end of the movie and changing their ways. While there was some sprinkling of that here and there, I didn't see it much. It could have impacted the movie and shown the struggle more. It felt like the Justice Gang were already good enough, so why did they need Superman? Or view Superman differently? Again, there were sprinkles of it, but they could have gone much darker with it. It's not like James Gunn can't write dark stories. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Dude is talented and versatile when given the chance. Was the movie bad? Absolutely not. It's a good movie. Better than some of the DC live-action movies we've already gotten recently. Should you hate Man of Steel to like this movie? Nope, not at all. It's a good start to James Gunn's DCU, and I can't wait for Peacemaker Season 2. I like his Creature Commandos too. That's where James Gunn really shines. So this is all I have for today. If you agree with what I said, hit that like button. If you disagree and have your own points, write them in the comments below. Do subscribe to see me give my thoughts on more movies, and let me know what movies you'd like me to talk about next in the comments. And if you're wondering why Superman underperformed at the box office, even though it's a good movie, check out my previous video about the summer blockbuster Bloodbath. I break down exactly why Hollywood's terrible scheduling doomed this entire summer, not just Superman. See you in the next one.